me.
And it's so funny because I have had like people like even when I've done like the show or when I've done other things where people are like, "What are you going to ask me?" I will tell you this, I haven't a clue.
Okay.
Because I go in and I'm acting like it's the show in a way. Like I go in with a clear brain, no expectations, make the guests look good, stay curious, and don't make it about me. So those are like my intentions, and then that's it. I'll keep my like so you'll see my head going like this because I'm have my Facebook up on the other screen. There is a lag, so I know when I hit live. There is a lag like where it'll be live. Not a lag. It's like it's live like almost right away. So
Do I look like I'm not, like, it's difficult for me to figure out where to put my camera. So I'm really bad at that. So,
um well, it's like if you look at the camera, then it's like you and I are looking at each other. I have kind of mine set up where it almost looks like I'm looking at you.
yes.
So the way that I see you, the way you're presenting to me is literally like whatever way you're looking right now, I think is good because it's
Okay.
like I see your eyes and it's not like your eyes are like looking to the left or right, like they're looking straight ahead.
Okay.
So just think, it's a conversation between two friends, where
Okay.
we're shooting the shit.
Awesome.
All right. So I'm going to get us live. Let's see, live on Facebook. All right. So as we get ready to go live, I'm continuing as myself. I do have to say that I am excited that you and I get to have this little lunchtime chat together, because I I just find you as a human to be like one of the kindest and warmest people. And I remember the time that we were at the it was Alan Langer's event. And he had like, remember how we had to bounce around and go to different tables, and it was like an instant connection with you, like, and that's like when I know that it's a good person, is that. So I'm glad you and I can have this like little lunchtime chat, hanging out in my Facebook world, and hopefully some of my clients, connections, friends, family members that I'm tied to on here can know like all the cool things about you. And not only are you a lady, but you're working in the trades, and that is something big because not a lot of women work in the trades. So tell everyone that's watching this how the heck you got into this and
Well,
what Arboreal Solutions is, because I think
okay.
that's important for people to know too, because they might not have a clue what it is.
So first of all, thank you, Suzanne. And I felt the same immediately when I met you. So easy to talk to, intelligent, amazing woman who I'm happy to know. And I really appreciate your friendship, and this opportunity to talk to you. And so I started off my career as an engineer, in construction. I used to run paving crews back in the day on the back of the paver. I was a superintendent and had both of my children during that time, and recognized after I got my MBA that I wanted to pivot into sales, and started doing technical sales for a company called New England Ropes, or Teufelberger fiber rope. And I was promoted to the arborist industry. I didn't even know what an arborist was at the time, to be honest with you, and met the most amazing people on the planet that I still stay in touch with till today. And I fell in love with the industry very quickly. So I was selling rope and tree tools, safety gear, life safety equipment, and I was lost after I left there for many years, and started my company, Arboreal Solutions, in 2022. And I have met some of the most amazing people. It's given me hope about life, and that there are really great people out there, and it's a tree care company. So I do everything from removal of trees if necessary. I try to be preserve trees whenever possible, but pruning, removals, plant health care. Planting, I'm getting into some serious planting right now, so I'm getting really excited about that in 2025. And that's a little bit about me and my company.
Yeah. Now coming up in the trades, right? When you were on the back of the truck and stuff, around how long ago was that?
I would say that was in 2006.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what was it like, being a woman in the trades then? Is it different now that it's almost 20 years ago when you think about it, or is it similar?
Well, it's a good question. I felt very distant to a lot of my coworkers when I started working there. I didn't feel very accepted. Um, but I met this great supervisor who kind of took me under his wing. And over time, the people that I worked with figured out who I was and what I was about and warmed up to me, and we became a better team in time. I was there 7 years, I think. And I would say that I think things have probably improved quite a bit. I find it a little easier to be accepted in, and maybe it's the industry I'm in now, or maybe it's more about me and that I'm happier or more confident in what I'm trying to do or what I'm doing. And so I don't know the exact answer to your question, but I would like to think that being a part of the organizations that I've joined, like the National Association of Women in Construction, that really gives me a sense of belonging and community within the trades.
That's a great thing. And is that something that you found out about that trade group, or did they find you because you were a woman in the trade? How'd you find out about them?
When I started my business, Ron Caniglia is my mentor, and he and I used to talk about different organizations that I could join that would be supportive of me and my goals. And NEWIC was one of them that was high on the list.
He deserves a shout out. I had a coffee with him almost 2 years ago, and what an amazing human being, and how much he loves to help those that are starting out and maybe don't have that leg up or something else.
I talk to him almost daily. He is a tremendous support and has helped me in more ways than I could go into. We don't have enough time. He just has been there for me. And his saying is, I'm just a keystroke away. And he really lives up to that all the time.
That's awesome. Now, in being an arborist, what are some of the things that you're dealing with day to day? I know you talked about pruning and tree health. Like what's like a normal day for you? Or is there a normal day?
Well, on a day like today, I hope that I'm getting calls about, wind damage, limbs coming down. Hopefully not too serious for people, but I have had calls in the recent past about a tree hitting a home and having to get crews out there as quickly as possible because we don't want further water damage. But on a normal day-to-day basis, it's getting out. I love to do networking, first of all. So getting out and doing a little bit of networking, meeting new people. Um, but in my work, I guess I would say going out, doing quotes, providing information and education about trees, why they act certain ways, how to prevent them from damage or disease or, even further decay if it's preventable. So I love the educational part and side of the tree care industry as well.
Are there certain types of trees that people should be more mindful of or aware of that might be on their property?
It depends, really. There are certain things like eastern white pines that just grow so tall, and they're known for having like breakouts in weather like this. I would say that the best thing to do is inspect your trees often and look for things like cracking or bark that's missing. I was just looking out my window, and there's a branch on my oak tree that I could see that has lost all of its bark. It needs to be cut off. Mushrooms, or what they call fruiting bodies, are another indication that there is decay. Sometimes they look like a little shelf. They're flat, and they can be different colors all over the tree. And that's an indication. And carpenter ants are, or sawdust is an indicator of substantial decay. So this time of year, it's a little more difficult to see some of that, but inspecting your trees often is recommended. Or, I could always come out, and I love talking about trees, and my children are sick of hearing about it. So
Whoever's watching this, please get her to watch it to see your trees. I'm teasing.
please let me just talk about it.
Have you found that the family can recite all different types of trees at the dinner table?
Well, they know what I'm pointing things out while we're driving. Oh, did you see that? That needs to be taken care of. Yes, it becomes a bit much in the car driving with the family.
What, with your business, you know, with the knowledge that you have with trees and talking a little bit about your day to day, what are your best type of clients or type of situations that you like to work with or that you see that your business thrives with?
I guess I would say that I am trying to work more with landscape architects. I don't know if I'm answering the question correctly, but
Whatever works for you.
I am trying to make connections with landscape architects. Um, Assisted living facilities right now are a target of mine. Um, and it's interesting, like how much I learn about different industries, going to these meetings and meeting people that are in a totally different field than I am, and hearing different products that are available. I'm kind of going off on a different tangent, but HOAs, I would say, are of interest to have a discussion, but just a common homeowner who is struggling with what to plant, where to plant. There's a lot of times that people don't realize, and it seems pretty obvious at times, but that you're planting a tree underneath wires. And long term, the tree is going to have to be cut down, or it's going to be pruned in a way. We've all seen it where the electric company has to come out, or the utility comes out and cuts the tree in a way that is not very advantageous to the long-term health.
And is that something that either the homeowner or say for instance the municipality, because your answer just made me think of like walking through, there's certain parts of say Providence for instance, and you're walking down the street, but then you see like the sidewalk is a little like it's kagats because I just made up
The
my own
root.
word, but it
Yeah.
the like the way that the roots are growing and things like that, is that something that like I don't know a city planner should know or a homeowner should know, like, hey, you shouldn't, put this type of tree because of X. Like, is there a way to prevent that?
Well, I think that the cities and towns are struggling with what to plant, or I guess I should say to continuously plant. And I don't think that there is a perfect solution to that. Um, Down in Wakefield where I live, there's oak trees planted in these little tiny planters on Main Street. And it's like the trees are set up for failure to begin with, but we want to promote planting. Could it be done differently? Maybe. But I don't want to judge. But it's there are proper ways to assist in that. Like for instance, you don't want to just use a backhoe to tear roots out if you're reconstructing a sidewalk. You want to actually cut the roots straight across so that way it has a clean cut and it can help with future growth. So sometimes there's just small tips like that that can help prevent the tree from declining um, excessively, at least, and for future growth, hopefully, instead of it dying off.
With landscape architects, say for instance, you're brought in or your company's brought in on a new subdivision or a new layout of a home, is that something where you help to consult for, as far as the roots, like for instance, if it had private septic or a well, because aren't certain trees, um, not good to have placed like next to your septic or next to your well, or is that just um, my own misunderstanding of it? Maybe you can help to clear that up.
Well, roots can. I used to work for a company that did relining of pipes.
Oh,
So I'm a little familiar with this scenario as well. But in gravity lines, roots can grow into pipes. They're seeking water or nutrients that could be from either a water line or a sewer line. And yes, you're right. It can be disadvantageous, but prior planning can help prevent some of that, as you're saying. And also, there's preventing issues with the trees long term by mulching. You can put feet of mulch around a tree when construction is going to begin. And it's really important. You have to go beyond the drip line and put a lot of mulch because the fine absorbing roots are in the top 6 inches of the soil, 6 to 12 inches, and preventing those from getting crushed is really that's how the tree absorbs all its water and nutrients into the vascular system. So making sure that you plan before construction is huge, and definitely I can help with things like that.
yeah, yeah, and you can just tell like with your knowledge of it, how much that compared to maybe somebody that's trying to go about it on their own. Any other things that you're excited about in your business or that you've been encountering in your networking that you'd like to share?
Well, I think that I'm excited about the hope of saving beech trees coming out. There is a nematode that is attacking our beech trees right now, and these trees are so old and valuable, and it's interesting how I drive around and I spot them out of nowhere. I never saw that there before. And maybe it's because the leaves are not on the trees right now, but um, hopefully there will be some developments in saving those trees coming out soon. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about some upcoming trade shows that I'm going to be doing, including the home show. And there's a Pat Cruz event, the Women's Expo, coming up in March. And there's another one for Deb that I can't think of the name of it, but there's one more there. And so I'm excited to get out and be actively meeting more people and talking about trees and yes. So,
Is that issue with the beech trees, is that something that's more like Northeast related, or is it national, or is it because of our weather? What is it?
it is national from what I understand, and but a lot of the research is being done in Newport with Bartlett tree experts because of their scientific side of their business. So they have a bunch of scientists working on coming up with a formula to overcome this terrible nematode.
Oh wow! And
But
nematode,
it,
is that the name of the like bug or organism or whatever it is?
yes. And there's all different types of insects that are attacking our trees. There's the emerald ash borer, there's the spotted lanternfly, and they all attack different. I mean, I could go on and on, but some of them are really pretty to look at, but they're killing our trees, and they're very invasive to our environment.
Yeah, well, hey, you're getting the word out about them and you're educating people about them. And exciting to know about those upcoming events that you're going to be a part of.
Yes,
Um, so you've got a booth at the home show. That's April, right?
yes,
Okay.
pretty
April
sure
what?
10th, I
Okay. Yeah.
think, through the 12th.
I know the promotions will start going
Yes,
soon, and April will be here in no time. Yeah.
yes. And I'm going to have something special at my booth and exciting. So you'll have, if you're around, please stop by.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And anyone that's watching this and has popped on to whether you're finding this on the live or if you see this after, Regina Costa from Arboreal Solutions is an arborist, fantastic human being, a woman working in the trades, and you'll be able to see her at that Rhode Island home show at the Rhode Island Convention Center coming up in April. More to follow on that, and please connect with Regina. Make sure to follow Regina on LinkedIn. I love following your LinkedIn because as I've gotten to know you, it's nice to kind of be a fan of yours behind the scenes and to watch and to see the pictures that you post and all of those great events that you're attending.
Thank you.
Yeah, and for anyone that's thinking about getting in the trades, what are some of the tips that you have for them, whether man or woman? What are some of the things that you think are important for them to know?
Such a great question because I think that the trades are such an amazing opportunity for people in general, whether young or older, to get involved in. It offers such a fantastic opportunity to be in a union and be able to feel some job protection and have a pension and amazing health benefits and make a great hourly wage. And there's a program in place that takes you from being an apprentice to a journeyman, however hard you want to work, to becoming a master. As much as you want to put into it is what you can get out of it. And I just think that if I could go back in time, I probably would have taken a different path and gone into a trade like that. And, I think it would have made my path a little bit easier towards being a business owner. But if anyone ever had any questions about that, there are some amazing resources and people out there who want to help support people in the trades. And I would love to be an advocate for anybody who needs help getting involved in that.
Some of the resources that people can either find online or attend that you think are good events or good resources to find online or attend.
Well, there is an organization called WIT, WITT, Women in the Trades. There is the Women in Construction, the NAWIC, for organizations. Um, the unions themselves, I believe, would be willing to help people get involved. Certain companies will help you get established with an apprenticeship because they want to support you as you grow to become a valuable employee to them. I would say that that's a couple of ways that I can think of that would be helpful.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And thank you for being just so willing to spend time and to go live with me on our lunch break, so to speak. I did pre-eat, so I wouldn't be too hangry for it.
Thank you. Me
Yeah.
too.
Oh, you ate too? Good. Good. Well, it's good to know that
Thank
you're
you,
human.
Suzanne.
Yeah. Anything else that you want to say to anyone that might see this that can either inspire or leave a little bit of you with them?
I guess what I'm feeling at the moment is that you just can't give up and you have to keep expanding your network and reaching out to the people that care and are willing to help you and try to reciprocate whenever you can. Just being able to have someone amazing to talk to like you from time to time has been such a relief and help to me. And I can't explain how much it means to me. And I do have, I would say three mentors at the moment that I rely on. And I think that having that is extremely important. I have Ron, as I mentioned. I also have Paul Harden with the Small Business Development Center. And most recently, I found that having a contact who owns a company, Bob Mead, he owns a tree care company down in Maryland. He has been phenomenal in, motivating and making me feel more confident in my decisions. And I think that we need that when we're questioning the decisions that we make on a daily basis, and are we moving in the right direction? Is this the right move? It's important to have someone to bounce that off of who has been through the process before and can relate and wants the best for you, as opposed to someone who's working against you. And I value all of those relationships, so it's very important.
And that last gentleman that you mentioned, a competitor of sorts, right? But not in the same spot as you, but in a different state, right?
What's amazing about this industry is that I have conversations with arborists all over Cranston, South Kingstown, Maryland, Boston. Just last week, I was talking to a man who owns a company in the Cambridge area, and I had questions about this pesticide, and he was like, "I wouldn't get involved in that," and here's why. And I think not being afraid to talk to people about your concerns and having a trustworthy network is really important. At least it is for me at this point. I can't, or I don't want to make a mistake. It could cost me months of backtracking. So being able to have reliable people to lean on and talk to is really important through this journey for me.
Yeah, and I think this end of this is also inspiring for anyone that's seeing this. And you don't have to be in the same field as Regina or even in the same field as me. If you're in business and you want to excel at your career, I think number one, you need a mentor, maybe more than one. And then number two is finding someone that's working at a higher level than you are, that is open to sharing, not sabotaging, that you can be honest and transparent with, and that could either be a business coach or just a relationship that you share best practices. Um,
Yes.
I need this as much as maybe you need this, Regina. Like I'm listening to going, wow, yeah, this can be for any field that that we all need those people around us. I can't say thank you enough for hanging out and doing this and saying yes. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Suzanne. You're the
Right.
best.
Yeah, have an awesome day. And thanks to anyone who's been on the live. Actually, before we say goodbye, you know what, if there are any comments, I'll hop on and reply to the comments. But this way you guys don't need to watch me sit and talk to myself. Regina, thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too.
Thank you.